l'accord de Paris pour le climat est accepté.
2015年12月，世界各国在联合国气候大会上通过《巴黎气候协定》，提出与工业化前水平相比，将全球平均气温升幅控制在摄氏2度C 以下，并向平均气温升幅控制在摄氏1.5度的长期目标努力。哪知道气候变迁的恶化速度超乎人类想象。
As wild as this BC fire NATO is, you've seen one before. And you've seen the kind of punishing winds Typhoon Mangkhut dealt to the Philippines and China, as well as the deluge Hurricane Florence brought to North Carolina. These extreme weather events happen so often, they're described as a new normal, but we're slowly starting to measure what that normal means. Take last year's forest fire season in BC. One estimate found that in the lower mainland, hospital visits and emergency calls for heat and smoke-related problems were up 20 to 50% compared to a decade ago. If that doesn't take your breath away, your future insurance bill might. The cost of protecting against catastrophic fires and floods is also up. For more than 3 decades, property and casualty losses averaged just over $400 million a year. But since 2009, it shot up to $1.8 billion. This isn't a costly future, it's an expensive right now.
一份联合国政府间气候变化专门委员会 IPCC 最新气候变迁报告警告，全球社会必须做出剧烈改变。
By the most important report on climate change since the Paris Agreement. Hundreds of diplomats are meeting to review the study on limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Drawing on 6,000 studies, the report says even a rise of 1.5 degrees would be disastrous.
100년 만에 가장 높은 온도였다라고 하는데 기후변화가 더 진행되면은 100년 뒤에 오는 것이 아니라 내년에도 올 수 있다. 그런 거 아니겠습니까?
The report says that current greenhouse gas emissions levels will pass the 1.5 degrees C threshold by 2040. To stay under it, human CO2 emissions will need to peak by 2020, and the economy needs to be carbon neutral by 2050. Many scientists say these steps work in theory, but are unrealistic because they require extreme political and social change.
Look at this map here, and basically the whole planet is right now failing in meeting up to Paris commitments and has to do a lot better. The gray areas like the US, Russia, you see Saudi Arabia down there, they are critically insufficient. That's the absolute worst category. But you don't even have to be, even in the next category, the orange ones, look at that, Canada, almost all of the EU, practically all of the EU, they're all orange as well. China, which we've been lauding lately as, putting a lot of money into phasing out coal-burning plants, trying to go into renewables, which is true, still isn't doing it fast enough. And it's orange, which is orange is highly insufficient. So you could see most of the planet really failing, getting a failing report card when it comes to climate change.
0.5도라는 거는 기후과학 측면에서 볼 때 결코 작은 차이가 아닙니다. 현재 우리가 알고 있는 지구 온난화의 그 문제점이 지금보다 훨씬 더 심각해진다는 것이기 때문에.
Some experts say that the difference between 1.5 and 2 degrees is beside the point. The Earth is on track to heat up by 3.5 degrees by the end of the century, a temperature which would be unlivable.
Climate change is undeniable. The science is beyond doubt. Solutions are staring us in the face, and it's time to get off the path of suicidal emissions. All of us, governments, businesses, consumers, will have to make changes. More than that, we will have to be the change. These may not be easy at times, but for the sake of today's and future generations, it's the path we must pursue.